In this video, I'm showing you how I put together these 3 different kitchen decor DIYs to add some super cute yet very unique decor into your home. If you love DIYing and crafting as much as I do, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up. The first project I'm going to be working on is an eat sign with a faux wood background. I picked up 3 of these same frames from Dollar Tree, and the glass in these frames are actually raised up a bit from the picture, so you could even add in like real wood letters if they were like thin enough to fit in there, but I thought these were really neat that they are kind of like shadow boxes. So I just began by removing all the contents out of the frames because I will be painting them. I originally thought that I would paint the frames, but I decided since they already are this darker color, I would just work with what I had. I didn't like how metallic that the frames were, so I took some of my mineral colored chalk paint. This is in the Waverly paint. I just picked this up at Walmart, and I used an older brush and I just dabbed off the excess paint and then am dry brushing this along the edges, and I love how it transforms this and the effect that it gives just by adding a little bit of paint on here. So as you can see, it makes a huge difference taking it from that golden color and doling down the shine to give it more of a farmhouse look. To make the faux wood background, I'm going to be removing the cardboard circles from the center of these frames. It did leave some residue from some type of like double-sided tape, so I sanded that down with just sandpaper that I had on hand, and then you could use like faux wood scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby or Michael's if you wanted to, but I do enjoy painting a wood background and having the option to make this with items that I already have on hand, so I do enjoy showing that to you all. But like I say, it is super easy. If you just want to pick up some scrapbook paper, you could cut that down to size and insert that into the frames. But I really like the look of hand painted faux like weathered wood. So to get this look, I'm using some of my white Waverly chalk paint, and I am still getting a lot of questions. I have a lot of new followers about why I choose to use chalk paint, and personally I just find that you get a lot more coverage and it dries really quickly, and I love how it is just such a more thick consistency than the acrylic paint, so I get a lot more coverage. And then I love sanding and distressing things, and I just think that the chalk paint sands down and distresses so beautifully. So to get my little planks on there, I'm taking a ruler and I'm just going to make some marks with a pencil so I can go over that with my paint. As you can see, I did use my hair dryer. I have been loving whenever I am especially filming a video, but for all my crafts, I cannot live without my hair dryer now. I feel like it just cuts down on the drying time quite a bit, and I don't have to wait as long to start on the next step. So I'm taking my ruler and I just made these a little bit larger than the width of this ruler. I wasn't worried about getting my lines perfect because there will be so much distressing and sanding that I wouldn't worry about it showing up. Now using a very small brush, I am painting over the pencil lines with the elephant color Waverly paint, and then I'm going to use the same color and dry brush over the entire board. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down, so come on now, let's be free, just be yourself, keep on doing what you do. While dry brushing, I try to apply more paint along the edges because I just think this gives it so much more of a realistic look. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do. So I waited until my paint was completely dry, and then I'm taking a piece of sandpaper to really lighten up those harsh lines. They were very dark and I wanted them to be more washed out, so whenever I glue my letters that I'm going to put on top of here on there, they will show up a lot better. And I just love how this changes this completely. I still like adding the dark lines so you can see the dark colors of the paint back there, but just sanding this down just makes it so much lighter and gives it more of a realistic look. So you can see here what a huge difference it makes just sanding this down a little bit. I think it looks so much better whenever you take the time to sand it down. And this sandpaper is actually really coarse, so it does put some little scratched lines in there, which makes it look more realistic as well. So for my letters, I printed mine off of the computer. I wanted to show you all these really pretty weathered white letters I picked up at Walmart. They didn't have the E, so I wasn't able to use those. I will keep looking for that though. But I decided just to print these off of my computer and to keep going instead of waiting until my Walmart got those letters or having to make a trip to Hobby Lobby. So I printed these off using Microsoft Word. And they were just on regular printer paper and really flimsy, so I ended up laying them over a piece of thicker cardstock, and then I just traced over them, so the cardstock will keep its shape a lot better and I will be able to paint my letters. To see where I needed to cut the center out of the A, I just shaded a little bit of my pencil on the back of my letter A and then traced it over on the cardstock and then cut that out with my scissors. Recently, I have been loving adding more color into my farmhouse decor, and I am obsessed with this Cascade color from the folk art. This is made from plaid, but this is such a beautiful color, and you can purchase this at Walmart. But I wanted to have colored letters to go on here so they really popped out from my faux wood background, and I just love how this color just pops out of there. You definitely could customize this and change the color of these letters to anything. You could make them more of a neutral color or add them any color that you have in your kitchen. But like I say, I just love this color and I think it just pops off so beautiful and still mixes in with a lot of my neutral farmhouse decor. After my blue paint had dried, I glued them down onto my little backgrounds using a couple coats of this Mod Podge in the satin finish.
You had me at hello.
I saved the little styrofoam pieces that held the back in place, so I just tacked them back down with some hot glue and then put the frames back together.
'Cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
I am so excited with how these frames turned out. I love them. I stuck mine up on the wall vertically, but you definitely could hang these straight across. I hung them up in my dining area with my DIY flower hangings. I'll link that video down below. But I think everything looks so good together. It's so colorful, and I just feel like everything pairs together really nicely.
You can ride all the blue. I wanna do what you want to.
Moving on to the next DIY idea, I'm using an older Dollar Tree canvas that I've just had lying around for a long time, and I decided to completely cover this with some more of my Elephant Color Waverly chalk paint and get rid of all of the bright colors and everything that is showing through.
We can leave and run away someday.
To brighten up this sign and help the background from just being so dark and one color, I'm going to dry brush some of my mineral color, which is like a light beige color, on the top of this.
Someday, I've been saving you.
For my sign, I wanted to make a cute little kitchen aid on here. I absolutely love to bake, and I wanted something that would go in with my farmhouse decor and not just be so pink cupcakes. I used to have some decor that was like I love baking, but it just really didn't go with my neutral decor. And I had them so long, I was just ready for something new. So I just went onto Google Images and I found a silhouette image of a KitchenAid, and I printed it out, but it just wasn't as large as I would like it after I held it on the sign. Instead of printing another one and wasting my printer ink, I just decided to trace around it a little bit larger so that whenever I cut it out, I'll just get a little bit bigger of a silhouette. So I finished trimming around my pencil line, and then I'm going to trace this onto the canvas just using a number 2 pencil. There were some details in the center that I couldn't get to, So I decided to just look at mine and just try to get it the best I could. You definitely could do the shading on the back and then trace over it. I completely forgot what my intentions was, and I started to paint my KitchenAid white, and then I remembered I wanted that beautiful Cascade color. So I just went over the white paint even before it had dried, and it gave us this beautiful effect. It added some of the white paint in there. It kind of peeked through the blue, and I just love how it looks. It looks like it's actually like got some highlights in there. So I'm just taking my blue paint and then just filling in my KitchenAid drawing. For the metal bowl part, I didn't want mine blue, so I'm taking some of my silver lining chalk paint and filling that in as well. On a smaller brush, I took some of my elephant color, and I just wanted to give this bow a little bit of definition so it didn't look so flat. I wanted it to have some little flowers coming out of the top of the bowl. I picked up these dainty little flowers from Walmart. They were $2, which seems kind of expensive for how tiny they are, but I thought they were just so cute and had a lot of detail to them, so I just decided to hot glue these in a little bunch at the top of the bowl. To add a burlap bow to this, I'm using some of my Dollar Tree burlap ribbon. To make a super simple bow, I just fold this over twice, I cut it off, and then tie it tight in the middle with a piece of jute string. I think the bow really topped it off, and I think it's just super cute. I definitely would have purchased this if I saw it at a craft event or a craft show. I just love it. I think the colors are perfect, little floral detailing, and then of course the burlap bow. I just think it would go in my kitchen so cute. For my next DIY, I have already taken apart this 8x10 frame. I just picked one of these up from Dollar Tree. They also have a lot of different designs. I picked up one of these little cardboard dry erase boards, and this was perfect because it can be cut down to any size. I needed this just plain, so I'm removing all of the accessories and then pulling off the little border that surrounded the cardboard. I wanted this to fit perfectly in the frame. I'm taking my 8x10 frame, and I ended up flipping it over and then tracing it directly onto the back of the dry erase board, and this made it so simple to be able to cut this out.
The sun in my face, it's so well needed. Life will take care of the rest. Biking alone in the sunset, through the canal, so the mindset I needed. Yeah, I needed. Time, gather around, watch the sun go down. Oh, in summertime, soaking up the sun, cruising around in this crazy.
I must have been going for the theme of using this blue paint. I didn't want to waste some of my leftovers, so I just decided to paint my frame this color. Like I say on all my projects, definitely feel free to paint it any other color or even leave it the same. You could dry brush this frame like we did with the eat sign. The possibilities are endless, but I just love this pop of color throughout my dining area. After my blue paint had dried, I'm just tacking this dry erase board in with my hot glue gun. I almost cut mine a little bit short, so be sure to leave a little bit excess. It's way better to go back and cut it again than to cut it too small. And then I can just reattach the back of my frame, and this will help it to stand up or be hung on the wall if I wanted to. I wanted this to be a cute little menu board where I could change out and write different things for different meals of the week. I love to have a good idea of what I am going to be preparing this week. On the weekends I try to sit down and then meal plan, and then whenever I have them out in the open, I can see the meals that I wanted to prepare, so really nothing goes to waste. If I don't have them out in the open, it seems like a lot of our fresh veggies and stuff get pushed to the back that I am supposed to be cooking and preparing meals with, and I just forget about them. So I was excited to find a way to display these in the kitchen area. I have purchased a board like this from Kirkland's and I love using it, so I definitely wanted to show you all how to make your own version of this. It doesn't look anything like this. It's wrote out the actual days, but I always looked for a way that I don't have to do a ton of writing because I don't like my handwriting out on especially decor pieces. So after I finished my menu at the top, the word with the letters, I'm going back in with a tiny little paintbrush and going to paint the letters of the days of the week. And I painted these in acrylic paint so they will not wipe off whenever I am wiping off my dry erase marker. I wanted to add a little bit more detail to this project, so I'm adding some burlap and lace at the bottom, and then I end up adding another bow to the top. After everything was completely dry, I took the dry erase marker and filled in this week's meal plans. I just love how this is so cute yet very functional and was very quickly to put together. Let me know down in the comments below which of these projects was your favorite and which one would you like to make. I honestly love them all, but I am really enjoying my eat sign up in the kitchen or in the dining room. I think it looks so pretty with all my other DIY decor. Also, let me know what type of video you would love to see next. I am excited to hear from you. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Bye!